for me, the big thing that I've focused on in this chapter particularly is about meetings and communication. Because everybody I talk to kind of goes, oh my God, if I need to jump on another back-to-back, Teams call, my diary is just full of Teams calls, Zoom meetings. And how do I have enough time to actually do the work I meant to do, rather than going to a meeting about the work that I meant to do, because I don't have time to do the work I meant to do, because I'm in so many meetings talking about the work I meant to do. And so in the book, I take a really deep dive to go, okay, let's revolutionize meetings. And there's lots and lots of research out there about how unproductive meetings are, how much time we take and waste. Some organizations are going, well, let me put together a meeting cost analysis. How much is it costing us as an organization, just in people's salaries?
Oh, it's a scary calculation.
I mean, they're quite frightening when you start looking at those calculations. But really just thinking about, does everything need to be an hour's meeting? I think our online calendars encourage us to book slots for half an hour or for an hour, but you can go in and adjust it. Why do we need to book something for half an hour when actually all we need is 10 minutes? And how much can we actually do async before we get to the meeting? And this is one of the things I talked about in my first book, which you very kindly introduced at the beginning of our conversation. Thank you. Before we get to coming together either in person or coming together online, what can we do preparation beforehand? What short video can I send out? What to share data or information that I might have done as an in-person presentation? What collaborative platforms can we use to keep people up to date with what is happening around a particular project? And there's loads of software out there now to help us do that. So we're reducing the updating time that meetings are about. And in fact, what pre-thinking do I need my team to do before they come to a meeting? So when we're together, the work we are doing is the really added value work, where we are developing solutions, where we are solving problems, where we are doing things that we can only do when we come together. We're not doing updates because I can find out that information in a different way. So, so really taking a look at how much time is being spent in meetings, because I think there's a lot of available time there to do the really focused, deep work that we want to be able to find time to do.
Oh gosh, I'm hurting my head. I'm nodding so much. Yeah, because obviously, as someone who observes lots of meetings and things back, one of the reasons why meetings do fail is because people haven't done the pre-work. New ideas that are potentially controversial or proposals have been fed in. People haven't done the preparation. They're not thinking through the implications. It leads to poor decisions. It leads to people not being prepared or surprised, or group dynamics then comes into play, all sorts of things as well. So that there's a really compelling case. So that I imagine an organization that does all these things, so does the collaboration advance, does videos, takes away the whole need for updates, which is that cyclical thing that just kills energy in a meeting, doesn't it? Would actually, really improve productivity across the board.
And I think, the other thing is recognizing that it doesn't all happen immediately. One of the little vignettes and stories that I share in the book is about somebody who started to introduce different ways of running his team meetings. And it took a while, So the first time, I think he only had, out of his team, he only had a couple of people who'd done any preparation work. But he didn't give up. He kind of went, okay, well, actually, this is really important, because people go, I'm too busy to prepare. And it becomes that vicious circle. And then gradually over a period of time, because he was setting and holding that expectation. And he was clear about, by working in this way, it means you're going to have more time to do the things you want to do, because you're saying you don't have time to spend one-to-ones with your team to help them develop and grow and solve their problems. So it takes time. It's not going to happen overnight. And it might take 6 months before everybody gets it.
Yes.
So it's just understanding that it will take a little bit of time. And you need to just be consistent, and you need to just keep, reminding people why we're trying to do this, why we're trying to shift something.
Absolutely, yeah, and I think that's probably one of the things. We live in an action biased world, don't we? And things such as like culture change or developing new ways of working, we're conditioned one way. That each person's career, 5, 10, 15, 20 years, how long they've been doing it, and all of a sudden we introduce a new way of working, and everyone has to get it in the first meeting or second meeting. But I think sometimes it is just having that patience, but that takes, again, courage from the leader to keep working at it and understanding that as long as we've got the trajectories in the right direction, that's okay.
Yeah, because we're changing habits.